The opening. This is going to be a fun one. How do I introduce an audience to our story and to our characters and make them fall in love with the plot and the setting and the theme and the concept? So recently I finished writing the opening scene to the project that I'm working on, and it was rough because I'm sitting there, I'm writing, and I'm struggling to write my own characters because I'm not satisfied, because I'm like, this isn't a proper introduction into like the story that I want to tell and that's going to make people fall in love, because that's why we're here, like to tell compelling stories that people are like, this means something to me, man. Like, you know, just the classic whatever, I don't know. But upon finishing my opening scene, I'm like, there's a much easier way I could have done this. So let's unpack that right now. That starts with the understanding of like knowing what we want to touch on in the opening scene, or as it's referred to as the teaser. Like, and as the name implies, like we want to tease the audience with what's to come, like with like the personalities of the characters and the kind of concept that we're going for, the theme, the plot, and the setting. Those few that I just listed, those are very good to follow in like an initial like first draft, but it's like you don't want to write like 70 rules to be like, oh, but I need to do this, I need to find the square root. Like, relax, first draft. What I would suggest as like, this is like one of the like coolest things that I did, and like I'm sure that other people have mentioned it before, but write the climax or the ending of like whatever you're trying to write first. Like I'm writing a pilot right now, write the end of that episode or the story, write it first. That way, so that when you go back and like write the first scene, you're able to like reference so many things, you're able to give so much foreshadowing, and then it's like they are not ready for this. That way, so that it's more rewarding upon like a rereading of it, and like it sets things up and it's cool. So the way that I did this recently was that I would recognize what tone I wanted for the beginning scene and like kind of like overall tone for the story, and I'd listen to music that kind of fit that tone and like see what thoughts came up. That way, so that I'm more so in the mindset or the heads of the characters. That way, so that I can like properly introduce them to the audience, if that makes sense. And I'd regularly walk away from my computer to just like go and like do something else for like 5 minutes, and then I would come back, because like if nothing is coming out of my head for like 10 minutes, I'm like, all right, my brain needs a break. Like if I'm just like kind of like dial tone at the computer, then I'm like, yeah, I need to either go to sleep or I need to walk away for a second. I'm a big believer in like the brain subconsciously solving problems in the background while we're doing other tasks. So that's where I think that most of my ideas come from. And then also how to keep things engaging. I would do what the greats have done, and I would use the fact that the audience is fresh into the story to my advantage. Like, and I would also provide them with like a shocking image that like they more than likely haven't seen before, or certainly not at the start of like a movie or a TV show or like some book or something. So for example, what The Walking Dead did when they opened up the TV show, the very first scene is of the main character Rick, who's a sheriff. It is of him finding this little zombie girl, and then he shoots the zombie girl. Not that he was out looking like, most rappers nowadays. All right, anyways, but our main character is shooting this little girl, even though she is a zombie. Like, it demonstrates that this is a dark world and the characters are going to have to make some ugly decisions. And it sets the tone, and the audience knows what to expect from that point on. All right, that's the end of the video.